What if I told you that the most profitable, most secretive agricultural empire in America doesn't use a single ray of sunlight? Imagine a windowless concrete bunker. It's the size of 12 football fields, stacked on top of each other, humming in pitch-black silence.
Inside these walls, there are no tractors. There is no rain. There are no seasons. Yet this single facility is quietly generating over 10 million pounds of a crop every single year. You're buying them every week. You slice them into your salads.
You toss them onto your pizzas and you saute them in butter. But I can guarantee you have absolutely no idea where they actually come from. Or the bizarre, highly industrialized science it takes to put them on your grocery store shelf. Today, we are stepping inside America's largest mushroom mega farms. We are going to look at a process so massive, so strange, and so hidden from the public eye that it will completely change how you view modern agriculture. But to understand what agriculture has become, we first have to remember what we've lost. Back in the 1950s, if your grandfather wanted mushrooms, he didn't buy them in a plastic-wrapped styrofoam tray. He did one of two things. He either walked into the damp autumn woods with a wicker basket, knowing exactly which wild fungi were safe and which ones would put him in the ground, or he grew them himself. In the mid-20th century, mushroom farming was a family affair. It was dark, cellar work. Small farmers in Pennsylvania would use horse manure from local stables, pack it into wooden trays, and let nature do the work in their cool, damp basements. It was an art form. It was unpredictable, and it yielded just enough to feed a family and sell a few baskets at the local market. Your grandparents understood the delicate balance of nature. They knew you couldn't rush the harvest. But here's what most people don't realize. What started as a humble basement hobby in the 1950s has quietly mutated into a multi-billion-dollar industrial monopoly.
And nature? Nature has been entirely hacked. The irony is, to grow the cleanest, whitest food in your grocery store, you have to start with the dirtiest, smelliest secret in the agricultural world.
Welcome to the wharf. This is where the forbidden soil is made. They don't want you to see this part. The recipe for mushroom substrate is one of the most fiercely guarded secrets in the farming industry. It's a highly scientific, carefully calculated mixture of wheat straw, horse manure, crushed gypsum, and poultry litter. And it stinks to high heaven. But the scale of it is what will truly shock you. We aren't talking about a few wheelbarrows. These mega farms process thousands of tons of rotting, steaming matter every single day. It looks less like a farm and more like an active volcano. The compost piles generate their own massive heat, reaching temperatures of over 160 degrees Fahrenheit, purely from bacterial energy. For days, this substrate is turned, watered, and aerated by massive machines. Then, it is moved indoors for pasteurization. In a colonial garden, everything relied on the sun and the seasons. But here, the seasons are controlled by a microchip. They bake this dirt in massive tunnels to kill off any competing bacteria, insects, or wild molds. What comes out the other side is a pure, sterile food source. The perfect bed for a fungal empire. Once the dirt is perfect, the real science fiction begins. Enter the spore run. Mushrooms don't have seeds, they have spores. The farmers inject the sterilized compost with millet grains that have been colonized by mushroom mycelium. Think of mycelium as the root system of a fungus. Over the next 2 weeks, in perfectly controlled darkness,
This white web-like structure aggressively devours the compost. It spreads like a living nervous system until the entire bed of dirt turns completely white. And then something extraordinary happens. They have to shock the system.
You see, a mushroom will only fruit. It will only actually grow the cap and stem that you eat when it thinks it's about to die. In the wild, a mushroom pops up in the autumn because the temperature suddenly drops and the air gets fresh.
It signals to the fungus winter is coming. Reproduce now or die. In these windowless bunkers, they play God. The computers suddenly blast the rooms with cold air and flush out the carbon dioxide.
Within 24 hours, the mycelium panics. This is called pinning. Millions of tiny white dots erupt from the soil at the exact same time. It is a biological explosion.
Over the next 4 days, those tiny pins double in size every 24 hours, swelling into the familiar white button mushrooms you know and love. The scale of this harvest is impossible to comprehend until you stand inside one of these rooms. Picture a single room holding over 100,000 pounds of mushrooms, stacked 7 layers high. Now picture 60 of these rooms in a single building. It is an ocean of white, grown in total darkness. But here is the most shocking part of this entire billion-dollar operation. Despite all the microchips, the climate control, and the massive industrial scale, when it comes time to harvest, technology completely fails. Mushrooms are incredibly delicate. If a machine grabs them, they bruise and turn brown before they ever reach the grocery store. So, they need the harvest army. Hundreds of workers wearing headlamps in the dim light swarm these massive rooms. They work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Every single mushroom you have ever bought at a grocery store was hand-picked by a human being.
They twist, pull, and cut the stem in one fluid motion, picking hundreds of pounds per hour. It is a frantic, back-breaking race against time. Because if they wait even a few hours too long, the mushrooms will open up, release their spores, and become entirely worthless on the commercial market. Within 24 hours of being plucked from that secret, foul-smelling dirt, those mushrooms are chilled, packaged, and sitting on a refrigerated shelf at your local supermarket. The economic gold mine here is staggering. Because they control the environment, they aren't subjected to droughts. They aren't subjected to freezes. They turn over a completely new crop every 6 to 8 weeks in the exact same room. It is a continuous, relentless printing press for food, generating massive wealth for the handful of families that monopolized the industry in the mid-20th century. Your grandfather knew the value of patience. He knew the smell of the autumn woods and the quiet reward of finding a patch of wild mushrooms under an oak tree. What seemed like a miracle of nature became a mechanized billion-dollar assembly line, hidden in plain sight, right off the American highway. But while mushrooms are quietly making millions in the dark, there is another plant. A simple, beautiful garden crop that was incredibly popular in the 1950s. But the US government decided this specific plant was so dangerous, they banned it completely. They wiped it out of backyards across the nation. The reason why they banned it is shocking. You might actually have a wild version of it growing in your backyard right now without even knowing it. If this journey into the dark world of mushroom farming made you look at your food differently, hit that subscribe button. Because what I'm about to show you next is entirely illegal to grow.